Today we are talking about three of the biggest releases of recent week. Spider-Man Noir, this stylish new Spider-Man spin-off starring Nicolas Cage. Obsession, a thriller that's been creating a lot of discussion online and off campus. The college romance series that has become surprisingly popular, and like always, I'm late for this review. Let's start with one that surprised me the most. Spider-Noir. Spider-Noir follows Ben Riley, a struggling private investigator living in 1930s New York. Years ago, he was the city's only superhero, but after a personal tragedy, he left that life behind. Now he is older, tired, and trying to survive a detective while being dragged back into dangerous conspiracy. And right away, the series feels different from almost every superhero show we have gotten recently. If we are expecting giant CGI battles every episode, that isn't that kind of show. This is much more a detective noir story that just has a feature of Spider-Man's character. The biggest selling point here is definitely the atmosphere. The city feels dark, mysterious, and alive. Every alley, every crime scene, every conversation feels like it's straight out of an old detective movie. And Nicolas Cage is absolutely committed to the role. He doesn't play this character like modern superhero. He plays like a classic noir detective, and honestly, it works surprisingly well. One thing that's making Spider-Man Noir unique is that the viewers can watch the entire series in either full color or black and white. The creator actually designed the show for both versions, which is something we almost never see. Nicolas Cage himself has said he preferred the black and white version because that's how he imagined the character. And honestly, I agree with him. According to me, most viewers should watch the show in black and white version because it just feels right. It gives the series its own identity and makes it stand out from every other superhero project currently streaming. Now, for the negatives. The pacing can be slow. Some viewers expect non-stop action, may lose patience because this show spends a lot of time building characters and mystery. The action itself is good, there isn't a huge amount of it. Also, because the show leans heavily in detective storytelling, some episode feels more like crime dramas than superhero adventures. But honestly, that's also what makes Spider-Noir special. At a time when people are getting tired of generic superhero content, this show takes a risk and tries something different. If you enjoy detective stories, crime mysteries, and want to see a completely different version of Spider-Man, you will probably have a great time. A quick question for you guys. Let me know which of these three titles you're planning to watch next. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps the channel a lot. Now, let's talk about the biggest surprise of 2026, Obsession. And honestly, if you have told me a few months ago that the horror movie made by a YouTuber on a budget of less than $1 million will become one of the biggest box office success stories of the year, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But that's exactly what happened. Obsession follows Bear, a shy young man who has secretly been in love with his best friend Nikki for years. One day, he comes across a mysterious object that can grant a single wish. Desperate to win Nikki's heart, he makes a wish for her to love him. The wish works, but very quickly things start going horribly wrong. And that's all I can say because this movie is best experienced knowing as little as possible. And what makes Obsession so good isn't just the horror, it's the idea behind it. The movie takes simple fantasy that many people could probably imagine at some point. What if my crush loved me back? And turns it into a nightmare. It's creepy, uncomfortable, and surprisingly thought provoking. The performances are much stronger than you will expect from a typical low budget movie. Michael Johnston does a fantastic job as well. At first, you sympathize with him, but as the story progresses, your feelings become a lot more complicated. Indy is equally impressive and gives the movie much of his emotional weight. The pacing is another thing that surprised me. The movie is around 100 minutes long, but it keeps introducing new twists and increasingly disturbing situations. Every time you think where the story is going, it pushes things a little further. Now, the movie isn't perfect. The characters outside the main cast could have been developed more. But the character feels like the movie introduced some interesting themes but doesn't explore as deeply as it could have. But honestly, when you are this engaged, those flaws are way too easy to overlook. What makes Obsession truly special is the story behind the movie itself. Director Curry Barker started as a YouTube creator, made independent horror content online, and then created Obsession on a reported budget of $1 million. Despite the tiny budget, it has grossed over $150 million, becoming one of the most profitable movies of 2026. Its success has even become a part of a larger trend of YouTube creators successfully moving into mainstream filmmaking. Finally, let's talk about Off Campus. And this one is basically the complete opposite of Obsession. Off campus is college romance story filled with friendship, relationship, personal growth, and plenty of drama along the way. The story follows college student dealing with academic, sports, friendship, family issues, and college romance. If you have ever read popular college romance novels, you'll probably recognize the vibe immediately. The biggest reason this series is becoming popular is very simple. It's easy to watch, the characters are likable, and the chemistry works. And the story gives viewers exactly what they're looking for. Not obviously what you think, but fans of romance series will probably become invested very quickly. Another thing I like is that the show doesn't rely entirely on romance. It also spends time exploring friendship and personal struggles, which helps make the characters feel more human. Now, let's talk about the negatives. The story isn't exactly reinventing the wheel. Many plot points will feel familiar. If you have watched a lot of romance dramas before, you can predict some twist long before they even happen. But honestly, this is kind of part of the genre. People aren't watching off campus because they want a groundbreaking story. They're watching because they want characters they can root for and the relationship they can emotionally be invested in. And in that area, the show does a good job. Now, I want to hear from you. Which one have you watched and which one are you planning to watch? And what should I review next? If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. It's your boy Random AF signing off.